When reminiscing about the original Resident Evil trilogy, the comment that constantly comes to mind is that Resident Evil 2 was the dominant entry out of all three games. At the time, Resident Evil 2 took a big leap forward compared to the first game in the series by introducing us to rookie cop Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield, the younger sibling to Chris Redfield. This was how we are able to make connections to the previous game. The game also introduces us to a new setting entirely, which is Raccoon City. However, most of your time will be spent inside of the RPD, which has been overrun by zombies and other terrifying creatures. The game successfully adds to the lore of the series while also pushing it forward. With that being said, the third entry to the series, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, brought so much more to the table compared to the previous two games, which is something to be expected when moving forward with a series growing in popularity. Welcome to All Around Gaming. Today I'm going to discuss why Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is a better game than RE2 in more than one aspect. The changes in Resident Evil 3 were quite drastic, with improvements to environment, enemy diversity, gameplay, atmosphere, and storyline. Resident Evil 3 is the first game in the series that doesn't give you a choice between two characters to play as. Now, I know what you're thinking, that this takes away from the experience and replayability, but there are other elements added that will offset this doubt. You step back into the shoes of Jill Valentine, who has now been suspended from stars since attempting to expose the secrets of what really occurred at the Arklay Mansion facility. Thrown out of her apartment by a supposed gas leak, Jill finds herself in the middle of Raccoon City, falling into chaos as the undead and other monstrosities filled the streets. This is where I will make my first point. What makes RE3 so exciting is that you actually get to roam the streets of Raccoon City and experience the outbreak progressing. The moans of the undead in the background create a feeling of dread, along with finding other survivors fighting and running for their lives. To add more to it, you're not restricted to only a few areas of the game. Developers did a great job of making you feel like you had to fight through the whole city to survive by placing the player in different locations such as the RPD, City Hall, the hospital, the clock tower, and the list goes on. This game really gave you a sense of exploration so you could experience the fall of Raccoon City. The second point I will make is the upgrades made to the gameplay. Jill now has the badass capability to dodge attacks. You can utilize this new ability by aiming and hitting the action button at just the right time before an attack. This in turn generates an awesome dodge animation where Jill does a quick sidestep or pushes the enemy away. However, when you play as Carlos, he has the better animation in my opinion, as he is able to evade by doing a tuck and roll, and then you can finish off your enemies by shooting while in a crouch position. If this doesn't give off badass action hero vibes, then I don't know what to tell you. The enhanced gameplay experience doesn't stop there. The reason you have the ability to dodge attacks is because enemies are much tougher and faster than before, and there's a wide variety of creatures to deal with. First off, you have faster zombies now that will surprise you with a burst of speed when you least expect it. Two different types of aggressive fast insect-like creatures that are a callback to the first game. Giant spiders, two species of hunters, crows, Cerberus that hunt in bigger packs now, and you have the ultimate predator that is stalking you throughout the game, which is Nemesis. Unlike his predecessor, Mr. X, Nemesis was created to pursue and kill the remaining STARS members, and he will approach you in a full sprint throughout the game, or fall from a rooftop from a building and pop up at random to keep you on your toes. On top of that, he has a rocket launcher that can deal some serious damage if you're not quick to evade. This makes the game all the more horrifying as you never know when he will appear, but once in a while you can hear his scream of anger or his voice when he says, "Stars!" in the background. You may be thinking to yourself, damn, this game seems tougher than the last one. And you're right, it is. But there are perks that come with the challenges, such as exploding red barrels throughout the city that can help you take out groups of enemies to save ammo. There are also other interactive items in the environment that if you shoot them at the right time can help you take out your enemies. Along with all the other gameplay extras, we are able to create a variety of ammo by mixing gunpowder as well. And if you do it often enough, you can create enhanced ammo for your custom M92F, which gives it that extra oomph. To finish off with the gameplay, There is one last thing I would like to mention, which is the live selection mechanic. This is the element that adds replayability to the game. These live selection events occur throughout the game and will force you to make one of two decisions. The decision you choose will determine which areas you will explore next and which ending you will receive as well. This allows you to replay the game by making different decisions for each event, so you can discover different areas and cutscenes as well. Before I discuss my last point, if you're enjoying the video and want to see more like this one, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It will help the channel grow so I can provide more videos like this one more often. Now, let's get back to it. The storyline and narrative of Resident Evil 3 is one that is memorable and still holds up till this day. It dives deeper into the corruption of the Umbrella Corporation and how far they are willing to go to cover up their mess through the use of the treacherous mercenary Nikolai and the monstrous BOW Nemesis. The character development of Jill was amazing as she goes through the stages of desperation, loss, paranoia, and trust throughout the story. The writers of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis made her into the strong and memorable heroine we knew she could be, without making it cheesy and unrealistic. There is no forced love story in the middle of a city that is spiraling into an apocalyptic state, but rather an understanding from the main characters that they're in a horrific situation and there is a huge possibility that they will not survive it unless they put their differences aside and work together. This elevates the experience, making the player feel a sense of desperation and responsibility for these characters so they can escape the city. Well guys, those are my reasons why Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is better than Resident Evil 2. I would love to know your perspective regarding this controversial statement. Comment below whether or not RE3 is better than 2 and why. Or if another title of the Resident Evil series is your favorite, comment the title down below and tell us why. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.